All right, here we go. We've actually got a game tonight. I'm just really excited to actually have a game to cast. At the moment, our players are flipping off to pick what map they're going to play on. It looks like M1Abrhams. It's M1Abrhams versus GammaRailgun. M1Abrhams just banned Luna as their first map to ban. Let's have a look at the maps while we're waiting. I'm going to do this, but if I go back and just jump into a skirmish for a second. So they've just banned Luna. It's going to go quite quick, I think. So Luna just got banned. GammaRailgun just banned Cicada, which is a map I've not seen anyone play on yet. Belt just got banned by M1Abrhams, so we lost the Belt, which is a cool map. Again, I haven't seen anyone play on yet. Although the particle effects, I think, can be a bit laggy. Although there's a map that's worse than that. Silent Sentinel, I think it is. It's apparently very laggy. Gamma's up to ban. Banner is banning Event Horizon. That's the one with the lots of particle effects that can apparently be a bit laggy. Also, not very much cover. What you see in that screenshot there is pretty much all the cover on the map. So that's Event Horizon down. I think we've only got a couple more maps left. We've got Pillars. We've got Avora. That's it. Pillars or Avora, I think, is all that's left. And Silent Citadel. Silent Citadel just got banned. That leaves Pillars and Avora. So it looks like we're playing on Pillars as Avora just got banned. So let's jump into multiplayer and wait for the game's lobby to come up. Okay, we all like Pillars. Pillars is a good one. I doubt anyone's actually going to jump on this stream because of the time, but I'm going to stream anyway. No point not streaming since I'm going to be uploading the video either way. Alright. Alright, just waiting for the game to be made live and then we'll jump on. Looks like Gamma is playing as blue team, and M1Abrhams is going to be red team. So let's wait for the game to go up. I'm excited for this game. It's been a long time coming. I understand that Gamma is playing a little bit outside their time zone, so we have to forgive them if they're maybe feeling a bit tired or anything, but hopefully we'll have a good game. Currently working out who has the best internet, which makes me think that Gamma may have lots of missiles in their fleet. I'm only kidding. Alright, let's just wait for this lobby to go live, which should only take a couple of seconds. I'm just going to fix something while we're waiting for that. That's not what I wanted to load. Oops, apologies for the noises. We should be live in this game in a couple of seconds, and someone has actually tuned in. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's really nice. So cool to see people actually jumping on these streams, especially when they're not announced, but I just don't have a lot of time on when these streams are going to live. This game was originally going to be played 2 hours ago when I wouldn't have been able to live stream it, but they actually held it back, which is really cool. So let's just wait for them to get the lobby up. Okay, we've got the password. Refresh the lobby. There it is here. Hopefully that's the right password. It is. I'm in. Nope, that was the wrong password. Apparently there's a space in the password. Nope. Need to get this password, guys. I'll try copying and pasting it. I don't know if I can copy and paste it. I can. No. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm typing in the word password, which is what he's telling me the password is. Oh. Alright, we're in. Let's join the spectators. Ready up. We've got JD in here as well. He's also going to be casting it for his channel, which is great. I like it. We've got multiple people casting these games. So we've got GammaRailgun on blue. We've got M1Abrhams on red team on pillars. And we're about to launch. We're just waiting for everyone to ready up. Good luck, guys. I hope you both do really well. I hope you both have fun. Pillars is a good map. Here we go. Thank you very much for tuning in if you're tuning in live. If you're watching this in the VOD later, thanks for watching it. Hopefully we get another good game, although it's going to be hard to beat that game I cast the other day, because that was amazing. I think I'll probably load in before most people. It seems to be what generally happens. Alright, we're into pillars. So, just looking at the layout of pillars, it's got 5 capture points. We've got point A, which is below the player level in the middle. Point C and point D are over on this side here. Point E is here. So both teams can have an easy capture in point A, E and C. And then point B and D are kind of their next move forward, and then it's kind of contested over A. Most of the outside of the map is very well protected. There's some cool points down here. Cool to see that Abrams looks like he's going to be taking advantage of this. And let's just see how we go. We've got a Spyglass up there, Jack Sparrow, Stiff Arm, Red Sky in the Morning, Temeri, Sunhome. Isn't this the name of a book series? I think it is. Bleeding Solace of Youth. Wow, that's a great name of a ship. Yeah, you're catching it live not so long ago. Welcome on board. Alright. Just waiting for this deployment to complete. The M1A Steampunk, the M1A Ghost. Alright, we're in. So M1Abrhams is in red, and Gamma is in blue. Well, that is a 450mm heavy cruiser, so I'm already really excited for this game, because I really want to see 450mm become a big deal. Trust me, the player with M1Abrhams as his name would take 450mm. So we've got 450mm M1, we've got a Mark 68, 2 Mark 66s. It has multiple rocket launchers. These are 4x4s, these are VLS2s. We've got rebounds, we've got defenders, more rebounds. So it's got a reasonable defense. What else have we got? It's being escorted by the Brick. I think this ship is called the Brick. The Shock. This thing has multiple jammers and a communications jammer. So that's an E-War ship. Over here, we've got another attack group. We've got light cruiser with Mark 64s. Looks like Aurora PD. Another light cruiser with Mark 64s and Aurora PD. And they've got an escort here, which I'm guessing is going to be another E-War ship. Yep, same build as before. 3 blanket jammers and some communication jammers. We've got the Jack Sparrow here. This looks like an E-Lint Corvette. Nothing else on it. What else have we got? There's another Corvette up here. Spyglass.
Securing zone eclipse.
It is another E-Lint Corvette. Is that all of the red team ships? Yes. Okay, let's have a look at blue team ships quickly. So we've got a Keystone here, a Railgun Keystone with MLS-2 missile launchers. So that's 2 roll-on missile launchers. I think it's quite a toss-up at 2, but we'll see how that goes. Over here, we've got a big fleet. We've got a Mark 64 light cruiser with Auroras and a communications jammer and a blanket jammer. So it's an all-in-one job. We've got a Corvette escorting it with blanket jammers and either a floodlight. No, that's a radar. Then we've got the same thing copied here by the looks of it. Yeah, same thing. So we've got 2 little task groups there. And blue has some more ships. They've got a frigate up here. This is it's another Keystone with Railgun. And over here we've got 2 Corvettes. The Corvettes are E-Lint or Missile? Missile Corvettes. 2 Missile Corvettes over here, sneaking around the edge of the map. Okay, we finally...
The enemy secured zone.
A Pinard Keystone. Is it a Pinard Keystone? Where is it? This guy up here. It is a Railgun Keystone at the same time, though. Oh my goodness! I just didn't even assume that you could mount something else. That is the most cursed thing I've ever seen. That is a Pinard Keystone. Thank you, Not So Long, for pointing that out. I jumped through that. I thought it was the Railgun mount. It's a look at all the missiles though. MLS2, MLS2, MLS2. It's got 4 roll-on missile launchers and a 16-shot missile launcher. Okay, let's take a look at how the battle is coming up. Red. Maybe I want to turn the voices back off, but Red have captured Bravo and Echo. Blue have captured Delta and are capturing Charlie. All we've got really left to be contested is point A. Looks like the Stiff Arm is moving in just to boldly either get close to point A or capture it. We're looking at is that a Mark 60? No, it's a Mark 60. It's the 250mm gun and a Defender. What is this little gunboat? This is a cute ship. I don't know what its job is, but it's a cute little ship. It's going to fight and valiantly to do nothing. Look at these Corvettes coming around the outside of the map here. They're doing a really long flank. They've got a great view through this window here to get missiles off. Let's have a look for some other interesting moves. The Spyglass is up here. This guy has Elant, if I remember. Yeah, Elant. He'll be sitting up here. I can't believe that this exists. It is the most cursed thing I've ever seen. But okay, thank you for pointing that out. I'm really glad you did, because I would have missed it. The precipitation of blades. Okay, we have combat starting. It's quite hard to spot when you're a spectator, so let's see if we can notice what is happening. Okay, we've got fire coming out from the RCV Sunhome. That is a Mark 64 light cruiser. The other light cruiser is also engaging, so we've got our first shots fired of the engage of this battle, and they're all firing at the Jack Sparrow, which is an Elant corvette, which looks like it just has an Elant. Red is now capturing Point Alpha with the stiff arm, and they are firing at an E-warship right now, which is probably not going to get away. It's taking some hits on those Mark 64s, and corvettes will die very fast when they get under the guns. It looks like we've got quite a good rate of fire on these as well. Let's count it out, just to give an idea. Wait for this gun to fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-second reload time by the looks of it, which is pretty high. Alpha's been captured. We've got missiles coming out bound for the precipitation from the cursed ship. Thunderheads are go. They're firing into Alpha by the looks of it, or they might be firing after the Jack Sparrow. We've also got missiles being fired from the other... are they both? Pinard, they're both Pinard destroyers. I thought it was only one. They're both Pinard destroyers. Okay, so they're both firing off missiles. Interesting use of this chassis. I'm not sure where these Thunderheads are going right now, but Alpha has been captured. Looks like the Corvette on Alpha is going to go down, but it's done its job. It's trying to launch ripostes, but that is a punishing missile barrage. The other missiles have impacted on the surface of the asteroid uselessly, but this ship is dead in the water. However, it has captured Alpha, and that may be all that it was intended to do. Looks like Red is maybe flipped the board, but they are sitting... Flip the board as in they've turned the map upside down. But most of their combat ships are in cover, ready to engage, but not engaging yet. How are things going for the Jack Sparrow? Jack Sparrow is still in one piece. It doesn't look particularly happy, but it is alive. And it can continue to do its job there. Let's have a little look around. We've got more missiles coming out from our cursed destroyers. They are potentially firing on... Okay, they're continuing to fire on the stiff arm. They don't realize that it's dead yet. Let's watch these missiles come in. Do we have another missile barrage coming in from the top of the map as well? Yes, we do. Only 2 missiles in that one. I wonder if he's got a mix of missiles or it's just got Thunderheads. Where is our 450mm? Where is it? Is it the Shock? No. It's the Steampunk, our heavy cruiser. This is a very interesting ship. It is launching Thunderheads. I'm glad I caught that. Where are these Thunderheads headed? Oh, where are these missiles going? Have they picked something up? No, they're just impacted because they can't find a target. Or have they found something? Look at the way they're moving. No. I was hoping they'd curve around the asteroid and we'd see a really cool backstab, but that's not what's happening here. Alright, let's see what these Thunderheads are inbound towards. What has Red Team detected? It looks like... It looks like he's maybe trying to just scout out Blue's position on Delta. Where is Point Bravo? Because it is currently being captured. So the corvettes have completed their sneak attack. They've completed their flank and they're now capping Bravo. This is a great move. While your opponent is distracted with your main engagement, getting a back cap on is pretty cool. We've got chaff being launched by the light cruisers, but it's a little bit late. And we do have impacts from these Thunderheads, which have flown a very long way on this light cruiser. This could have been avoided. This could have been avoided with some really nice chaff micro. Just launching a couple more chaff missiles would have done it. But I get the impression that both players are so busy launching missiles right now that they haven't actually got the time to dealing with their PD. We've got a missile barrage coming in on the Mark 64s over here. They are launching chaff. It looks like they are also jamming the missiles, I hope. Maybe not. That's 2 missiles have missed. He's doing a good job of moving his ship while they're firing. Looks like none of this barrage is going to hit. No, they all missed. Here's the return fire on the corvettes. The corvettes are pulling out. They have chaff. They also have... They don't have any auroras. Looks like there's a jam going on here. Oh, thank you very much for the subscription. That made me jump out of my skin. I didn't realize you could subscribe like that on stream. Looks like those missiles also did not reach their target, and all of them hit the asteroid as well. How are things looking over here with these ships? This guy did take a bit of damage. The Temerae has taken significant frontal damage. We may have some components out on it, but it is just holding. This is something I don't really like to do, even though I'm not very good at the game. Don't sit in the open like this. It's probably not a good idea, especially with these ships. Although maybe he's outplaying me. by having the ships ready to fire on these ships when they move up to capture Bravo. We've got Hurricanes being launched. Haven't seen Hurricanes in the competition yet. That is really interesting to see. How many Hurricanes are getting launched here? Just 3. 3 Hurricanes have been launched. So we must have a good semi-active lock. But sprays of Mark 64s training fire here. 8,000 meter range on the Mark 64s, which is pretty much the circumference of the diameter of this area. Let's see what happens with these Hurricanes. Look like nothing has been launched to deter them. They may have been jammed at the last moment because they've just lost their targets. Yeah, they've been jammed at the last moment, unfortunately. So good use of jamming there. We're just exchanging fire right now. Mark 64s are firing on Mark 64s. We do have the Steampunk coming in here. The Steampunk is... Oh, it's getting ready to fire. Those large 4... This is in the... not the first game of the tournament, unfortunately. It's been going on for a few days. Round 1 is almost complete. These 450mm are getting ready to fire. They have recently been buffed. And if a ship like this can just sit and fire at an enemy, it can do a lot of damage. This is the first major gun battle of the tournament. I haven't been able to watch all of the games that have happened, but for me, this is the first major gun engagement that has occurred. Just lots of fire being traded across. Interestingly, these ships here look to be firing AP rounds. You can see by the yellow rounds they're firing, whereas these ships are firing HE. With a Mark 64, I think if you're firing a light cruiser, it is a bit of a toss-up on HE versus AP, but we are going for it. Oh, so hey, Geishu. Sorry, I didn't say hello. Alright, we've got more Hurricanes or Thunderheads. Got Thunderheads coming in. There's so much going on. Let's just keep an eye on things here. Lots of missiles are being fired from the incredibly cursed destroyers. If you remember, they don't have railguns or beam weapons. They have... well, first tournament of the game. First tournament of the game that I know of. There was a 2v2 tournament last weekend. I'm sorry I misunderstood your question. But this is the first major tournament. It's a 6,000 point tournament, which is very hard to keep track of. Okay, we've got missiles coming in. Lots of missiles are heading towards... Looks like they're heading towards the Steampunk. No, they're heading towards the light cruisers. No, they are heading towards the Steampunk. Let's see if it can defend itself. It's got a mix of Auroras and Flak. The Auroras are not tracking particularly well. No, they're going for the Mark 64s here. These guys are taking a punishing amount of damage, unfortunately. Her Thunderheads are being disrupted as well. Alpha is being captured by Blue, and Bravo is being captured by Red. So we've had a flip. Yeah, Blue is pushing in hard into the middle. Look at all the missiles that are being fired. This is a devastating missile barrage that's coming in. So many missiles incoming. I don't even know where to look. The M1A Shade is going to go down. There's no way it can dodge these. Oh, it's dodging them. No, it's not. It's taking the fire. I think that ship might be at KIA. The M1A Ghost, which is the E-warship, is taking the brunt of that Thunderhead barrage. Some really nice maneuvering going on here to dodge the missiles. What about down here with the Steampunk? Steampunk is, of course, delivering punishing fire with its 450mm cannons. Let's just see a barrage of those firing off. Straight into the Sunhome. The Sunhome does not look like it's particularly happy. That's a very accurate fire as well, although it is at close range. We've lost the Shock, which is the E-War ship that was escorting the Steampunk. Amazingly, the Ghost is still in the battle. The Shade is also still in the battle and is launching missiles. These two corvettes only have static launchers. They're probably out of missiles at this point. We'll see what happens as the game goes on. I notice there's no return fire coming out of the cannons here. More missiles coming in from Blue Team towards Red. There's an insane amount of missiles coming in. We've definitely got a missile-heavy strategy from Blue, whereas we've got a very gun-heavy strategy from Red. Red being M1Abrhams kind of doesn't surprise me with their name. This ship is doing a very good job of protecting itself and continuing to lay down heavy fire on its enemy. Thunderheads have missed here. Those two really looked like they were going to hit, but they did not. Let's come back over here. Try not to spend too much time on the action, but the action is cool to watch. So we've got lots of fire coming in on the Shock. The enemy hasn't switched targets yet, even though these lifeboats will probably be showing up on their radar. They need to switch targets really quickly. What else is going on? We've got more missiles coming in here. We're recapturing Bravo with the Shade. It's all about point Alpha really at the moment. Whoever can take that is going to be in the best position. But another 2 Thunderheads being launched. He's not launching big barrages, but just a couple of missiles at a time, which is an interesting choice. I've not seen a lot of that type of gameplay before. Is that a chaff decoy? Yeah, we've got a chaff decoy being launched. This is going to hit, though. No, it's been distracted by the chaff. Who are these ships firing at? They're firing at something up here. No, it's just a maneuvering. Look at this, we've got knife fighting going on here now. This heavy cruiser is moving in to point blank range to engage these light cruisers. Honestly, this is a light cruiser, not a heavy cruiser. The heavy cruiser's back here, but it is also coming into knife fighting range. The light cruisers for M1Abrhams are doing a good job of taking fire, allowing the heavy cruiser to basically move around the battlefield undeterred, unstopped, and it is just firing non-stop at all of these enemy ships. It's taking a little bit of missile damage, but it looks like it's maybe lost one of its PDs, and that's it. How are these corvettes doing? The two blue corvettes, looks like they're going to swing around to Echo to do backcap Echo. We've got no attempt to backcap from blue, although we do have the Jack Sparrow here. The Black Sparrow is actually looking like it's going to backcap Delta. We still have these two missile destroyers just sitting in the back of the field. Again, I just want to point out how cursed it is that they have ELINT sensors in their spinal weapon mounts. Let's have a look back into this center action. Looks like this ship here is currently offline. No weapons fire is coming out from it.
The enemy secured Zone Atlas.
So red has just captured Alpha, putting them back in the lead in terms of points captured, but blue is pushing hard for point Echo. That's over penetration on those shots. The really I don't see is any real time to use armor piercing rounds on a 450mm cannon, which is what this ship is mounting. So keep an eye on things. Charlie is now being captured. Where is Charlie? So the Spyglass is coming for a back cap on Charlie. I missed that. Spyglass needs to be... Yeah, we do need a much better observer interface. I would love to see each people's sensor windows. We've got missiles being launched. I think they're probably going to be going at the the Spyglass. Yeah. I don't think he either doesn't have very many missiles left, or he is just trying to... He's thinking 3 is enough. I don't think this ship has anything in the way of PD. It's a blank corvette, so it's basically dead. But if it can cap Charlie before it's destroyed, no, it has died. Thunderhead's coming in on this ship here is also dead in the water, even though it's still technically alive. That's probably the last of the missiles that these corvettes have on them. Let's head back into the center of the battlefield. Oh, I didn't want to zoom in on that ship. I want to zoom in on these ships. Steampunk is still here. It looks like it's pretty healthy. I'm not seeing a lot of battle damage on the hull. Fire is still going in on the other light cruiser, which I think is now out of the fight, to be honest. Let's have a look at how the Sunhome is looking. Rate of fire does seem to have slowed down from this ship, but I think it's just having a bit of problem tracking the lateral movement that this ship is pulling off. There's a lot of battle damage on this LC. This one here, though, is pushing 4E. Looks like it's managed to get away from the fight, and is still able to fire back at the Abaddon. The Abaddon looks dead in the water to me, though. I would have stopped firing it. I'd have marked it as killed and moved on to my next target. It's letting this ship get away unscathed for quite a long time. So now we swap back to blue has captured Echo, and it's a very tight game. It really requires one big... I think it's going to come down to these corvettes. The Symphony of Tears and the Red Sky in the Morning. I think it's going to come down to them. Because the Bleeding Solace of Youth and the Precipitation of Blades are fast enough to recap points, but not to take new points. Yeah, it should have been broadsiding. That's a really good point. I think a part of the problem with that is it has been burning for most of the fight into the middle of the battlefield. Although right now, that rear gun is not able to fire. It is now slowly bringing it to bear. However, the light cruisers are moving away from it at speed, and it's going to get stuck. The ship's going to get left in the middle with enemies on both sides. I'm sad to see them still firing at this light cruiser. This is the thing that I always find disappointing with the 450s. The barrage of 450 fire has been non-stop from the Steampunk, but it hasn't managed to take one of these ships down yet. Whereas missiles would have done it a lot quicker. There's an unexploded chaff decoy all the way over here, which is weird. It's just off on an adventure. Can you manually fire chaff like that? I didn't think you could. Because it will explode and make a sensor contact when it does go up. What else is going on? Bravo is still captured by the Shade, which is still active enough that it can hold the point. Where is the Spyglass and the Jack Sparrow? Jack Sparrow has been destroyed, so the only ships that Red still has available to them are the Abaddon, the Steampunk, and the Shade. The Shade is dead in the water. The Abaddon is dead in the water, so really it's all about the Steampunk. And it is down to Red to make something happen here. Otherwise the game is over because they won't be able to outcap the amount of ships that Blue has available to them. which is a shame because I was really excited to see a 450mm heavy cruiser in this game, but it just doesn't. It's too slow to take the points it needs to take, and it's also probably unfortunate that the Abaddon is still taking fire because that ship is dead. I think we're in the tail end of this fight now. I think this battle is going to end quite quickly. These corvettes are probably going to try and cap B. Oh! The Shade is back. Engines are back online. This ship is not combat capable, but it is mission capable. It can cap now, which is pretty cool. Looks like the Steampunk is pushing for Echo. Have we taken out? Possibly taken down the Tremere. I bet you he's been jammed to hell in the center of this battlefield. It's very unfortunate this rear gun hasn't been able to fire. Something I talked about on my stream last night was how I'm not sure about the rear mount on the heavy cruisers because you do need to broadside to use it. And when you're boosting towards somebody, which you end up doing a lot because your ship is slow, that gun can't be brought to bear. What's going on here with the Shade? The Shade is just driving. It obviously can't see these two corvettes or want to do anything about them. The Abaddon has no chance of coming back by the looks of it. Oh no, its engines are back online as well. We must have a lot of repair teams on these ships to keep them in the fight for so long. I think the Temere may be combat incapable right now. Have a shot with these guns. Nice. Yeah, blue is definitely out of missiles. We haven't seen any missiles fired from either of the DDs in quite a long time, and they were able to withstand that missile barrage really nicely. The problem they now have is they only have a couple of slow ships left available to them, and those slow ships just might not have enough in them. Oh, this is cute. I'm really liking this. A Thunderhead just to seal the deal while the ship's offline. Shame it missed. Go home, Thunderhead. You're drunk. Yeah, that's the problem. This ship is probably going to be able to act with impunity in the battle space, exactly as you say, not so Lone Wolf. The problem that it has is there's just no way they're going to be able to cap these points back in time. They've lost Bravo. He's only just realized that, is sending the Shade back to recapture Bravo. And he can maybe take Echo here and then hold Alpha. It's possible, but he can't fight for those points because the ship that can capture them is unfortunately this ship here. Look at the over-penetration on that 450mm cannon. So we're now capping, so we're not Red is now capping Echo. He's pushed the corvettes off the point. But he can't fight. It looks like all of these guns are offline, just judging by the way they're not tracking or moving. Ship is barely alive, but you're right in saying there's no missiles left. Look, I'm not going to call it yet, because last time this happened, in the last game, I thought the team had lost, they had nothing left, and then they ended up winning. It can flip really easily. Blue is basically out of firepower. They're out of ships of weapon. The only ship with guns that's left in combat is the Sunhome here, which has Mark 64s, and I don't think it is in a position to go toe-to-toe with the Steampunk. What it is trying to do right now is retake Alpha. He's sitting on the 3 points he needs, Alpha, capping Echo, and the other one he needs is Bravo, which he's capping right now. He's about to cap Echo, which he can then leave. He needs to stop shooting at this. Well, it hasn't actually gone offline yet. Oh, he's killed the Nine-Tailed Fox. So now we flipped the points again. We need to keep an eye on Bravo. Bravo's probably the main flashpoint right now. I don't know if this ship can hold Bravo if it gets attacked. The corvettes are heading. Everything is burning for Alpha. So the corvette's burning for Alpha. We've got the Sunhome burning for Alpha. He's shooting at a dead ship right now. Yeah. It's exactly it. The contested point here is Alpha. Alpha is the point that needs to be held, but I think what he's thinking is he can't leave this ship behind him. It's really interesting how quickly these can turn around. Having the point captures is a big game changer in how these engagements end. We've got two corvettes moving in on A. It looks like they're actually coming around the outside of A. If I was blue, I'd boost these destroyers in. The destroyers are clearly out of ammo. They have no weapons, but he doesn't know that. He would just see a destroyer show up on his sensors and think, oh no, there's two destroyers I haven't taken into account. They might have railguns. If they're not shooting railguns, you'd assume they've got beam weapons. It would be a great like psyop here. It would really confuse M1Abrhams. He would assume that they were beam destroyers. I'd assume they're beam destroyers, and I'd think I can't contest point A anymore and push away from point A. Now, how is Echo being captured right now? Oh, it's just because Tremaire's come back online and he's left the point. This is the problem. This ship can capture the point. He can't leave it. So he's going to come back in, recapture the point, and then kill that ship. Meanwhile, on Alpha, there's not enough strength of ships to capture the point yet because the Abaddon is sitting here holding it. Really interesting mechanics on how you can hold points and stop them from being captured. I think pretty soon, once this other corvette gets here, or once the Sunhome gets here, that's going to change. What needs to happen is the Steampunk needs to kill the Tremaire as soon as possible, retake Echo, and get out of here. He's probably just really frustrated that he hasn't been able to finish the ship off. Okay, we've got a red bridge. That ship is dead. It just needs to give up, basically. What might also happen here is we could get a reactor explosion that will take the Steampunk out. They're far too close together. Echo has been recaptured. This ship now needs to head into the middle. It looks like quite fast for a heavy cruiser. But I seriously think these destroyers should be deployed into the battlefield now, because they're just sitting on the edge of the battlefield doing nothing, because they're out of missiles. But there's no way that M1Abrams would realize that they don't have a main gun. I've never seen anyone take a destroyer without a main gun before. It's all about how long this ship can hold out for now. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Steampunk is just sitting here. It needs to get out of here. It's looking really grim for the Abaddon right now. If I was flying the Abaddon, maybe you want to try and park it, try and sneak it in behind this ship here, just so that this will take some of the fire that's coming its way. Or at least get some lateral movement going if you can, just to make some of these shots miss. It's all about this ship right now, and it can't afford to be pushed off the point, which it's looking like it is close to being. It's on the very edge of the point right now. Nothing's happening with the shade, we can kind of ignore it. The destroyers are just sitting there, not doing anything. Everything that's happening is in the middle of the battlefield right now. Okay, this is good, this is good. He's still sitting on the point Echo to try and hold it off this ship here, but he's now able to fire on the Sunhome. With that new improved range on the 450mm, it might just be enough. It's going to come right down to the wire here. It's going to come right down to the wire. Let's see if these shots are hitting. They are, and they're penetrating. This is massive. The range of the 450s is making a big difference here. He's got to have track correlators to make sure these shots are hitting, because he's hitting a laterally moving target. It's all about this fire here. Have the guns gone quiet on this ship? Nope, he's still shooting. His rate of fire has really gone down the drain, though. Really comes down to whether or not the crew on the Abaddon can keep this ship alive. He's splitting his fire, look. He's got one of his guns firing into this ship to try and end it, and he's got his other two guns firing across the map at the other LC. So he wants to destroy this ship so that he can get off this point, but he can't leave the point. What he maybe should have done is taken the shade and brought it over, but that was maybe too risky. Yeah, look, the corvettes are going back. As long as the shade is still able to hold the point, it should be okay. I agree with you, Not So Lone Wolf. If the Sunhome, if this ship here becomes combat ineffective, that's it. And it's not looking good. The engines have gone dark on the Sunhome. Wow, what a finish. I can't believe that this could be a blue victory, a red victory. It looked like 5 minutes ago, it looked like blue had this sewn up, but they've run out of missiles. The brawler, this heavy cruiser is definitely MVP. We'll give it that. MVP of the game, no argument. It's just all about what's going to happen. At the moment, these corvettes cannot steal Bravo from the Abaddon. The Shade, sorry. Even though the Shade can't fight back, it apparently has something that's keeping it combat capable, which means they can't overpower it. The Abaddon needs to make sure it stays on the point. What is happening with the Sunhome? The Sunhome is dead in space. Both of the LCs are out of combat. Yeah, but it's crazy that the LC on C on B, sorry, is counted as having guns. That's what I'm commenting on. What a twist! Yeah, it never should be able to cap B, unfortunately. But this is the problem with... Please bear in mind, those of you who play Nebulous, etc., this is a 6K game, not a 3K game. There's so much more for one person to keep track of. Mistakes are easy to make. It's not hard. I almost spilled my tea. It's not hard to make a mistake that can lose you the game. I tried to play against the AI last night in a 6K game, and I lost in seconds because I couldn't keep track of everything that was happening. The only thing I think that Blue should have done is push in with these destroyers, which is what he's doing now. These destroyers should scare Red. Because the only explanation I would think of in this situation is this must be a beam destroyer. That he's held in reserve until the end of the game to cap A. Just get both destroyers burning for A, which might scare the Abaddon off or force him to deploy the steampunk. That's your only possibility. He also needs to split up his corvettes and have one corvette sitting outside Bravo and one corvette sitting outside Echo, so that if the steampunk does leave, he can take it. I can't believe that this LC is still alive. It's technically still alive. Yeah, Blue getting B capped was a game changer. I can't believe he capped it. I thought the ship was dead a long time ago, but he just limped onto the point and capped it. I get a feeling that Blue is a little bit frustrated because you can see his corvette sitting outside the point, just not able to do anything. This corvette here... Is that why... That would be why the Jack Sparrow had a gun. It wasn't the Jack Sparrow, it was the Spyglass? Where was the corvette that had a gun? The Stiff Arm. That'll be why the Stiff Arm has a gun, so that it can cap points from other corvettes. That's a really clever bit of metagaming. Because it has a gun, it can cap a point off a corvette that has run out of missiles. Okay, the Tremere is down. He launched his... He's still holding on to Thunderheads. He still has some missiles. He's launching this missile, I would expect, at the Sunhome in an attempt to take it out. This is probably the last missile in this magazine. This is looking like a Red victory. Points are close, though. I'm not sure what the clock's going to say. Where is this Thunderhead going? Where is this Thunderhead going? It's just off on an adventure. Oh, here we go. It's curving in. Oh, it's going for the Corvette. And that's it. It is... Tayfun, it is so hard to keep track of anything. Wow, what a game. That was amazing. I enjoyed that so much. I can't believe that Red, the M1Abrhams, managed to get that win. I was certain that GammaRailgun had it. What an upset. So how much damage? 131,000 from that DGG. 65,000 from that. How much damage did the heavy cruiser do? The steampunk did 44,902 damage. Wait. Yeah, T2-1. Whew. He was holding on to that last missile. I don't even know what that means, actually. Can you explain Not So One Wolf? Did I miss something there? I thought for a second that because he fired that missile, Team 1-1. This ship got absolutely... Both of the... all the LCs. LCs are like the unsung heroes of Nebulous Fleet Command because they always get absolutely wrecked whenever they're deployed. They just... you never ever want to be deployed to a light cruiser. Corvettes, you kind of see it coming. But the light cruisers... The steampunk, look how healthy the steampunk is. The steampunk can go out on another tour. It took 1,590 damage, repaired 1,641. Damage repaired 130, so we've got damage control on the corvettes. Damage repaired 970. Damage repaired 1575. He must have prioritized getting the engines back online on both of these ships. Amazing. What? I can't believe that game. Let's see what's going on in Discord. Yeah, so I'm in the Discord with the winners of the game, and M1Abrhams is literally saying what I thought. He thought that those destroyers were beam destroyers. So he's sitting here being like, why didn't you deploy the Gamma's just explaining why he's got pinards on his destroyers, which is to pinpoint, to give him a track to fire missiles at. Oh, that was amazing. That was such an amazing... I'm really excited that all the games that I've watched, apart from the first one, have been such tense nail-biter games. They've come right down to the wire. Gotcha, none one. That's what I thought had happened. He hit the ship that was carrying a missile to stop the game from ending because he still had a combat-capable ship. Yeah, cool. I'm glad I got that right. All right. Well, look, there's no other games going on right now. There's one tomorrow at 5 a.m. for me, which is in 11 hours time. I'm not sure if I'll get up for it, but I might try. In the meantime, though, thank you so much for tuning in. I think I want to maybe do like a round one end chat with the other casters at some point. I'll see if I can get JD and maybe Can of Soup and stuff on a stream, and we can just have a chat about how this is going, because honestly, these games have been so exciting. But for now, I'm going to go make some dinner. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Those of you interested, there is a Phoenix Brigade video Phantom Brigade video, I wouldn't call it Phoenix Brigade, sitting waiting to upload on YouTube later tonight. So that's going to come out then, and I'll catch you if there's any more games coming up. But for now, have a good evening, and thank you again for tuning in. And thanks